War Patrols, created by William Schmaltz. Copyright 2025. All rights reserved. This episode of War Patrols is sponsored by Flag Up Mailbox, located in Ironwood, Michigan. USS Wahoo SS 238. Report of the 6th War Patrol, July 21st, 1943. Departed Navy Yard, Mare Island, California, after complete overhaul of Wahoo submarine. Arrived at Pearl Harbor on July 27, 1943. Executive officer transferred to hospital for treatment of acute appendicitis. Lieutenant Commander Verna Skjonsby reported aboard and assumed duties as executive officer. August 6th. Departed Midway for assigned patrol area. Had originally planned to make passage through Perouse Straits during the night of August 13th, but fair weather and a following sea has increased our daily distance run. This additional engine will enable us to pass through straits during the night of August 12th. Consider the fuel well expended as it puts us on station a day early. August 12th, slowed to 2 engines. Radar picked up land. Weather foggy, could not sight land. 2300, in center of Perouse Straits, still conning by radar, visibility 0. August 13th, 0100. Entered Sea of Okhotsk, having completed passage through strait without sighting land. Fog lifted, visibility good. Decided to run on the surface during the day. This will allow us to make passage through Perouse Strait tonight. Visibility throughout the day varied many times from 0 to unlimited. 1700. Dived on 100 fathom curve, 60 miles east of Perouse Strait. 1800. Sighted man of war through periscope, range about 10,000 yards. Went to battle stations and commenced approach. During the early stages of the approach, the target looked like a destroyer. But when the range closed to 2,500 yards, it was found to be an Otori-class torpedo boat. At this point, we reversed tactics and commenced evading, sound conditions very poor. The temperature of the water dropped to 25 degrees, with a 40-foot change in depth. Do not know whether contact with Otori-class torpedo boat routine or not. He came within a mile of us, stopped, and searched. They could have tracked our SD radar, which had been used during the day. 2030, surfaced and commenced the run of the gauntlet. Moon is almost full, sky is heavily overcast, but visibility is too good for comfort. Sighted smoke dead ahead, maneuvered to avoid. Ship was small enough to be the same Otori-class torpedo boat. August 14th, 0100. We were challenged by shore station on Soya Misaki, range 7 miles. Do not believe he sighted us, as visibility was hazy in that direction. He could have heard us through microphones, which is doubtful as currents are strong here. Or he had some form of radar. Ignored challenge and did not change course or speed. Both navigational lights were burning, and they remained burning after we had been challenged. Radar contact, dead ahead range 5,500 yards. Maneuvered to avoid. He must have been small, as we never did sight him. 1530, surfaced with Reben Shima, distance 25 miles. Believe it wise to make a run on the surface for our assigned area, which is 150 miles south. Will likely reward us with a target during the night. It is a beautiful day. We arrived in the Sea of Japan in a little over 6 days, with 70,000 gallons of fuel remaining. This is most satisfactory. Good weather combined with Fairbanks Morse engines is really wonderful. August 14th. Crew health inspection revealed 16 men infested with pediculi pubis. Due to the small amount of mercurial ointment on board, these men were sponged with diesel fuel oil. Another inspection, 3 days later, showed 4 men still infested. They were instructed to shave and repeat the fuel oil bath. 2 days later, the crew was completely free of the vermin. August 15th. Sighted smoke over the horizon to the east. Commenced tracking on the surface. Upon closing, found 3 freighters heading south. 2 of them medium-sized and 1 small. Decided to attack the trailing ship. It could be sunk without the next ship ahead knowing what it was all about. Thus, we could get both ships. Dived for a submerged approach. 0:30. Fired 1 torpedo at medium-sized freighter. Torpedo run 950 yards. Depth setting 10 feet. Miss and no explosion. Surfaced and commenced tracking for another attack. 0140. Sighted another ship on a northerly course. It looked like a larger ship and he was heading for us. Broke off the chase on the other freighters and commenced tracking new target. Dived for a submerged approach. 0220. Fired 1 torpedo at medium-sized freighter. Torpedo run 1,100 yards. Torpedo depth 6 feet. Hit at point of aim, but torpedo was a dud and did not explode. Surfaced and commenced tracking for another attack. 0400. Dived for a submerged approach. The moon was out, but just setting and dawn had not quite arrived, so went in on sharp track to expedite attack while light enough to see. Fired 2 torpedoes at same target. Torpedo run 700 yards. Depth setting 6 feet. Both missed. 1 torpedo exploded at end of run. Swung ship and headed directly for target. At the completion of swing, target presented a good up-the-stern shot. Fired 1 torpedo at same target. Torpedo run 1,600 yards. Depth setting 6 feet. Missed. Torpedo must have broached and exploded before reaching end of run. This is bad as it is daylight now, and we cannot clear the scene of action, and the target will disclose our presence. Damn the torpedoes. 0930. Echo ranging heard over sound. Sighted Otori-class torpedo boat. Commenced evading. Heard second ship echo ranging, but did not sight it. The port propeller shaft has a squeal and heavy vibration at deep depth. When backing down on the surface, it vibrates very badly. At the first available opportunity, this shaft should be put in proper working order. Its present condition could be a hazard to the ship during evasive tactics. 2200. Surfaced in a cloudless night with a full moon. Headed directly down moon and cleared the coast. No good hunting tonight with visibility so good. Decided to move over on the Hokkaido-Korea shipping route and spend the night and tomorrow. August 16th. Closing in on the coast. The moon is bright, but there are a few clouds. Sighted freighter heading south. Commenced tracking on the surface. The moon is so bright and the target is making such radical zigs that it is difficult to gain proper position ahead. August 17th, 0150. Sighted another ship. This one is in a better position to attack, so shifted targets. Dived for a submerged approach. Fired 1 torpedo at medium-sized freighter. Torpedo run 1,100 yards, depth setting 4 feet. Miss and no explosion. Surfaced and cleared the coast. Our tactics are to make night attacks only and clear the coast and rest during the day. 1900. Surfaced and commenced closing the coast. We plan to shoot low power shots tonight. Maybe the torpedo will have better depth control at low power. Sighted freighter heading north. Commenced tracking on the surface. Dived and commenced submerged approach. 2200. Fired 1 torpedo at medium-sized freighter. Torpedo run 1,100 yards. Depth setting 4 feet. Miss and no explosion. This was a TDC-controlled low-power shot. Surfaced. Decided not to chase this ship heading north, but wait for a loaded one heading south. We'll fire this next torpedo at low power using banjo and 0 gyro angle. 2300. Sighted freighter heading north. He looks a bit larger than the others and partially loaded. Commenced tracking on the surface. August 18th, 020. Dived and commenced submerged approach. Fired one torpedo at medium-sized freighter. Torpedo run 850 yards, depth setting 4 feet. Miss and no explosion. Just as we fired, an unseen southbound freighter overlapped our target. Still no hit. Surfaced and commenced chase after southbound freighter. He is hugging the coast, and he is very difficult to see with dark coast as a background. While chasing this ship, sighted a different ship well ahead and away from the coast, so we shifted targets. While tracking target on surface, passed 2 small northbound ships. One looked like a tug, and the other a tanker. Dived for submerged approach. 0300. Fired one torpedo at medium-sized freighter. Torpedo run 1,100 yards, depth setting 6 feet. Missed, and no explosion. Fired one torpedo at same target. Torpedo run 1,100 yards, depth setting 4 feet. Missed. Torpedo broached after 23-second run. Surfaced and cleared the coast. Reported to ComSubPac poor performance of our torpedoes. August 19th. Received orders from ComSubPac to return to base. 0920. Surfaced and continued toward Perouse Strait. 1700. Dived about 25 miles off of Perouse Strait. Soya Misaki could be seen through the haze. 1000. Surfaced and commenced run through the gauntlet. Again we were challenged, but we ignored them. They definitely could not see us tonight. Instead of heading directly for Perouse Straits, we headed southeast for about 4 hours. This kept us out of the path of patrols. August 20th, 0800. Sighted smoke on horizon. Upon closing, found it to be a sampan. Fired warning shot across bow of sampan. The Japs invariably dive down into their holds when we fire a warning shot. When sampan failed to stop, opened up on it with 4-inch and 20mm guns. After a half a dozen hits with the 4-inch gun, the sampan was a wreck with no signs of life about. Closed sampan to board it. When bow of Wahoo was almost touching sampan, 6 members of sampan crew emerged through the wreckage and held up their hands. 6 Jap fishermen taken aboard and made prisoners of war. Established an armed guard over them, gave prisoners clean, dry clothes, baths, and a round of brandy. Pharmacist mate examined all prisoners and found only one with a slight shrapnel wound on his knee. None of them can speak English. However, through sign language, we were able to learn that 5 members of their crew had been lost during the engagement. Prisoners seemed to be grateful for being picked up. They were accommodated on mats on the deck of the after-torpedo room. All the prisoners appeared to be comfortable and extremely pleased with their surroundings. They have been helping with routine cleaning of the ship and doing their own mess cooking. 1730. Battle surfaced on another sampan. Fired warning shot across his bow. Opened up with 4-inch and 20mm guns. Soon had the sampan in roaring flames. Various members of the crew would jump overboard, hide behind their boat, and then climb aboard again. None of them ever showed any desire of being rescued. Lookout reported smoke on the horizon. Commenced surface tracking. 1900, battle surfaced and fired warning shots across sampan's bow. Opened up on sampan with 4-inch and 20mm guns. After 4 shots and 4 hits, sampan commenced sinking rapidly. Went alongside to pick up any willing survivors. A small rowboat was floating. 1 Jap climbed in the rowboat, and several others in the water gave no signs of wanting to be picked up. Set course for Perouse Straits. Completed passage of Perouse Straits without sighting land, using radar entirely. August 25th. Arrived in Midway. Unloaded 10 torpedoes. Underway for Pearl. August 29th. Arrived in Pearl Harbor. End of 6th War Patrol.